Good morning, hello everybody, and welcome to SEDA College Online. I'm Emma, and I will be teaching you pre-intermediate today, every day in fact. But if you're just joining me for the first time, welcome, and let me know where you're all from. I have no idea where you're all from. I know some of you are from Brazil because you've told me. Is there anyone else not from Brazil? And if there is people from Brazil, please let me know who you are, and welcome. Now guys, before we begin, just like always, if you have a pen and paper or pencil, whichever you prefer, just to use as we go through the lesson today, okay? I will be doing some exercises, and it's good for you to practice as I go through it to make sure that you're learning, okay? So let's get started. So today, let's have a look. What are we doing today? So we will be doing today uses of infinitive with to, verbs and infinitive, try to, forget to, etc. Okay, so we're just going to go through a lot of infinitive verbs today. Okay, so don't worry about gerund because that we will be doing tomorrow. Okay, so if you have any questions as we go through this, and if one of them is when do we use gerund, when do we use infinitive, please wait till tomorrow, because we will be doing gerund and infinitives tomorrow. Okay, but for today let's just focus on infinitives with to. So guys, let's look at the first part. Okay, so here we have the form. Okay, so to plus infinitive. Let's just look at the first sentence here. They intend or plan. Okay, so these are basically the same. Okay, intend or plan, they're both the same. To go to Asia. Okay, so they plan to go. So we're looking at the verbs here, intend and plan, and we use to after these two, and then we go to Asia. Okay, the next one. It's difficult, so we also use after difficult to learn Japanese. Okay, so difficult, as you can see, is not a verb, it is an adjective. Okay, she worked hard. Again, hard is an adjective. To buy a new phone. Okay, I forgot, which is the past. Okay, so even if the verbs are in the past, present perfect, anything like that, you just to make sure you don't change the verb after. Okay, so I forgot to take. Okay, so take stays the same. We don't change that to the past. We keep it in the present infinitive, in fact. Okay, so I forgot to take my vitamins today. Okay, or if you're American, they say vitamins. Okay, so just in case you're wondering the pronunciation of that word, I say vitamins because I learned British English. Okay, so that I will say. Now here's another one. I decided not to go to the gym. This is a negative sentence. Okay, so I decided not to go to the gym. You do not say I decided to not go to the gym. Okay, so I decided not to go. Okay, so just keep that in mind also. Now he wants, again, even though this is in the third person, we don't change. Okay, so he wants to swim in the river. And then the last one, I climbed the mountain to see the view at the top. So in this is more purpose. Okay, so this is just an introduction of when we used infinitive with to. Okay, so just a little introduction. I will be explaining each part of these, but for now, just look at these sentences again. Okay, just intend, plan, to go, difficult, to learn, worked hard, to buy, forgot to take, decided not to go, negative, he wants to swim, climb the mountain to see. Okay, so that's the main parts of the sentences here. Okay, so any questions at the moment? Please make a comment if you have any questions as I go through it, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Okay, now let's break it up. Okay, so after certain verbs we use to plus infinitive, okay, form of another verb. So this is often to talk about hopes, intentions, decisions. Okay, actually don't worry about that part because that's obviously not meant to be there, so don't worry. After each verb we use to plus infinitive form and another verb. Okay, don't worry about that, it's to another thing. So she decided to stop work. She decided, okay? The next part, she agreed to travel to Asia. Okay, so she agreed. So guys, we're just looking at decided to and agreed to, and after we use stop, and after this one we use travel. Okay, let's move down here. Common verbs which are followed by the to plus infinitive form are, so these are common verbs. Okay, they're not all the verbs, and you can find all the verbs if you Google them. Okay, but I just wouldn't have enough space to put all of the verbs in here. So I'm giving you the common ones, the most popular ones, okay? So intend, plan, want, hope. This is apostrophe D. It's a contraction of I would, okay? So I'd like, he'd like, she'd like, and we'd like, etc. Decide, agree, refuse, okay? Not refuse, refuse, okay? So to refuse, and promise. Again, these are all common, okay? So just keep that in mind, these verbs here. Okay, now we don't use to plus infinitive after modal verbs. This, I cannot stress how important this is, okay? So she can't play hurling. Do you know hurling? Hurling is an Irish football. Okay, so Gaelic, you would have heard of Gaelic. Okay, so hurling is where you use the stick and the sliotar, it's called. Okay, so I can't play hurling. I'm really no good, so I can't blame. Some people just can't play it. It's really skillful. So yeah, you should Google it. Google this word. YouTube it actually. It's very interesting. Okay, so but the most important thing here is she can't play. Not she can't to play. No. After modal verbs, please don't put to, okay? She will travel, not she will to travel. You don't say that either. And unfortunately, you will hear this, okay? Especially from people who they're learning English and maybe they haven't learned infinitives yet, but just please keep this in mind that we don't use it after modal verbs, okay? So guys, just to look at the common verbs here, just keep an eye on these, okay? So now, the next one. So guys, here we go. We use to plus infinitive after certain adjectives, often to express a feeling about something. Okay, so here we go. It's fun. What's the feeling here? Okay, so it's fun to explain something, right? I'm explaining about something. So in the sentences, it's fun to play football. Okay, this is my feeling, and this is about something. Okay, so it's fun, adjective, to play football. Next one, it's difficult to live on £50 a day. I can agree with that, especially if you're traveling in Dublin, because it's quite expensive. Okay, so it's difficult to live on £50 a day. We are happy to see you, so this is expressing my feeling to see you. Okay, next one. We are sad to hear about his death. Okay, sorry, we were sad and his death. So this is the feeling I'm expressing to hear about his death. Okay, so just to recap there. Remember, after certain adjectives, often to express a feeling about something, we can use to plus infinitive. And here you will see to plus the infinitive play. Here after the adjective to plus infinitive. Okay, live. Happy to see, sad to hear. Okay, so that's another time we use adjectives. Okay, so now guys, negative. Okay, so let's move on to negative. And again, this is something really important. Okay, the negative infinitive is formed by putting not in front of any form of the infinitive. So for example, I decided. Any form. Now when I say any form, like look at this one here. This is past. Okay, so I decided not to go to Ireland. Okay, I decided not to go to Ireland. Not to go. Decided. Next one. He asked me not to be late. Okay. Next one. I'd like you not to sing so loudly. So if somebody is singing, you don't like their voice, just say I'd like you not. So I would. I'd rather not eat meat. I'd rather, again, this is just contraction. I would, okay, I'd rather not eat meat. Next one. Oh yeah, sorry guys, just, yeah, that's okay. I might not come. Okay, so just remember you need to put not. Okay. Next one. So other times we use infinitives is for the purpose of doing things. Okay, so we use to plus infinitive to explain the purpose of the main verb, okay, or an action. So in order to do something, so for example, I moved to Dublin. What was the purpose? To learn English. Okay, the next one, they traveled to Paris. What was the purpose? To visit the Eiffel Tower. I'm sure that's one of the purposes. Okay, and then the next one, I went to the supermarket. What was the purpose? To buy food. Do you understand? Okay, so we're just explaining the purpose of all of these, and that's why we're using infinitive here to explain the purpose of doing things. Okay? Anybody have any questions so far? As I keep saying, make comments if you've any queries or questions. And again, you will be getting revision on this. You'll be getting extra exercises and things like that. But for me, I want to give you some exercises, okay? So I'm going to do a couple of exercises just from what we have done, okay? So here we have complete each sentence with to plus verb, okay? Infinitive, of course, from the list. So guys, in the list we have not tell, see, build, learn, turn off, swim, start, buy, get, use. I want you to use these, guys, and as I keep saying, don't forget to put to, okay, in front, and to do each one of these. If it's negative, okay, remember what to do when it's negative, okay? So I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to complete this, okay? A couple of minutes. So I just want to make sure that I give you the right time. I'm just going to get my timer ready here. And make sure this, okay, so a couple of minutes. So as I keep saying, if you're just joining me for the first time, welcome again, and just write the number and then the answer, okay, because you will receive these handouts, so don't panic if you're writing down everything because you think, oh, I need to know everything. Don't worry, you will receive, and it will have everything I have done completed, okay? So the first one, are you ready? Work now. Okay, so what verb am I looking for? Which of these verbs? Okay, so I'm choosing one of these verbs to put in here. Okay. Number 2, promise anyone about this. It's a secret. So which of these verbs will I use for this? Number 3, they're planning a school there. So what are they planning to do? Okay. Can you show me how? The new photocopier. Can you show me? Oh, right, yes. No. Sorry, I was nearly going to give you the answer there, but now I know. It's okay. So can you show me how? The new photocopier, please. Number 5. Is it safe in this canal? So is it safe to what in this canal? Number 6. Did you remember the immersion? Do you all know what the immersion is? If you live in houses or flats, you'll know, okay? So I hope you all live in a house or flat. Maybe you don't even have in flats. I know in my house, I used to have one when I lived in a house. At the moment I live in a flat, so I don't really have one of these. So I don't really have this to remember. But for you who do, it's for the boiler. So you need this to heat up the heat for if you want to have a shower. So did you remember? Number 7. I can't think what my mother for her birthday. So what about your mother? And what action are you using here? Number 8. I'm going to the supermarket, milk and bread. What verb do I use? Number 9. I want to travel to Dublin. This is a purpose one, okay? So why? What's the purpose? English. And number 10. It was really nice, you again. Which verb for this? Okay, so I'm going to give you another 20 seconds. So, see how you get on. Okay, so let's check how you get on with these ones, okay? And remember, if you're doing this for the first time, don't panic. Don't think, oh, I really don't know. If you are doing it for the first time, I really hope that you're getting it for the first time. If you're not, don't worry. I'm going to do more practice, okay? So, number 1, are you ready to start work now? The best verb to use here is to start work, okay, of all of these verbs. The next one, number 2, promise not to tell anyone about this, please. It's a secret, so promise not to tell. Negative, okay, promise not to tell. I hope nobody wrote promise to tell not, okay, that's not correct. Number 3, they're planning to build a school there. Build a school would have been the best one, okay? Next one. Can you show me how to use the new photocopier, please? To use, okay? So that's the verb we're looking here. Is it safe to swim in this canal? To swim is the best verb. Number 6. Did you remember to turn off the immersion? Turn off. It's always something people maybe forget. Can you think, I can't think of what to get my mother for her birthday. Okay, to get my mother. I'm going to the supermarket to buy milk. So what's the purpose of me going to the supermarket? To buy milk and bread, of course. And number 9, I want to travel to Dublin. What's the purpose? To learn English. And number 10, it was really nice to see you again. How do we do? How did you get on with that? And some of you, maybe if you've learned this before, it might be really easy. Or maybe you have learned it before and you're thinking, it's not easy. But I hope that this has helped you a little bit. If you didn't do as good in this exercise, fear no more. I have another exercise, okay? So this one's a little bit shorter, but I just want to give you more practice, okay? So again, looking at the sentences and choosing the correct verb from the list here, okay? So again, I'm going to give you maybe not so much time, maybe a little less time, maybe about 1.5 minutes, okay? So again, you're using the correct verb with each of the sentences. And as I said, if you didn't do too good in the exercise before, maybe this one you might do a lot better, okay? And if you did do good in the exercise before, well, I hope you do good in this one. So let's go through. So number 1, don't forget all the lights. Okay, so look at this one. Okay, I want the train in 30 minutes. So what action with the train? What action? Which verb? Just so you know, these are all action verbs. I'm trying a new job now. So what action am I going to use for a new job? We're planning to England soon. So which of these verbs? Which action to England soon? He's promised me back as soon as he gets paid. Okay, so which one? Okay. And number 6, I need to the department store. I need new clothes. What action? Okay, what action am I using there? Okay, guys. So, I don't know. I'll just give you another few minutes, or not few minutes, few seconds. And see how you get on. Remember, just write the number and then the answer. So we'll give you a bit of time to think. Okay. Rightio. So let's go through. First one. Don't forget to turn off all the lights. Bit like the immersion one, okay? Don't forget to turn off, okay? Number 2, I want to catch the train in 30 minutes. So catch the train, okay? Does anybody remember from the people who have been following my lessons, what's the opposite of to catch the train? If you remember, please comment, okay? I will be very impressed. that's my question of the day. Okay, I want, what is the opposite to catch the train? Okay, so if I'm late for the train, what happens? So I want you to make this comment right now. Whoever does it, fair play, but I want somebody to do it. Okay, I'm trying to find a new job now. Okay, so trying to find. Okay, I'm trying to find. Next one. We're planning to visit England soon. Okay, so we're planning to visit England soon. Okay. He's promised to pay me back as soon as he gets paid. Okay, pay me back. Do you remember pay back from yesterday's lesson? Okay, we did all the verbs plus back. So remember, pay me back, return the money to me. Okay, that's from yesterday's. If you missed yesterday's lesson, I do I recommend you to look at it, because we did a lot of verbs plus back. Okay, so we did about, I think there was about 9. Okay, so payback was one of them, and that means to return money to somebody. Okay, next one. Number 6, I need to go to the department store. I need new clothes. Yeah, that's something you would say to your friend. Okay, I need to go to Pennies. If any of you are living in Ireland, or you know Pennies, okay, so this is what you would say. I need to go to Pennies, get lots of cheap clothes. It's very cheap. Okay, so Pennies. Okay, so guys, how was that one? How did you get on? I would like some comments and let me know how that was for you. Okay, forget to turn off, want to catch, trying to find, planning to visit, promise to pay, and need to go. Okay, so that's it. So guys, as you can see there, thank you for joining me today, and see you next time. The next time will be tomorrow, and tomorrow we will be doing gerunds, and we'll be focusing on them first, and then we will do gerunds and infinitives together, and making sure that you understand when to use one and when to use the other one. Okay, that's all from me today. As I keep stressing, learn English outside. Make sure that you're watching lots of movies in English, and I do recommend you put the subtitles on, because there's always going to be new phrases, new verbs, new vocabulary, everything. And grammar I do with you, you will see these in the movies and hear them as well. And also listening is very important. Okay, so listening to music is good for your listening. Okay, that is all from me today, so I will see you tomorrow. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I hope the sun is shining outside wherever you are. I'm sure if you're in Brazil, it's a lot warmer than it is here in Ireland or Mexico or wherever you are. Let me know how many degrees it is, because here I think it's only about 12. So enjoy the rest of your day. Bye bye, guys.